let's bring in a guy who played in some bad weather in his day. Pro Football Hall of Famer, Super Bowl MVP, Terrell Davis is with us right now on the show. You're looking good, man. You all right? How we doing there?
See, Tom, I got this head. So you see how the water would just drip off my head? I don't need to have a hat. I don't need an umbrella. I got an all-weather head. You can't get that hair wet, man.
You're very aerodynamic. You're definitely you wick the water away. You watched that game, I'm sure, last week. Is this a running back's dream to watch a team win with 60 passing yards?
No, because they ran the ball. See, a game like this, you got to run the ball like 40 times. Like this is like a 40 carry day type of game right here, Tom. This is I think Davante had it 19 times. I think they, as a team, they probably carried it. I think maybe in the 30s. But yeah, this is one of those games where it's 40 times you run the ball. 200 yards in this one, but. Yeah, listen, you'll take a win any way you can get it, though. You take that win. You take it 10-9. You take it, 7-0. Doesn't matter. They came out there with a win.
Well, everybody always talks about, you got to hold on to the ball, right? Ball security is big. Anytime you got, whether it's snow, rain, whatever, you see the fumbles. It's a lot easier said than done. Well, what's the key? You played in bad weather throughout your career. Like, in those conditions, what is the key to making sure that nobody can strip that ball out of your hands?
Well, the key is you have to practice it. So at practice, you got to find out what works for you, whether it's gloves or no gloves, whether it's sleeves or no sleeves. I always found, for me, if I had no sleeves, sometimes I would have to take my gloves off because I felt like I had more tact doing it that way. And then you just have to consciously you have to subconsciously be aware that in these conditions that they're going for the strip, or you can, the chance of fumbling the ball go up when weather gets bad. So yeah, you got to be aware of that, man. Just squeeze the ball a lot harder. Make sure you're being focused on two hands on it when you go in traffic, and that normally works.
So what do you make of these Broncos? Bo Nix, obviously, everybody's going to talk about the 60 passing yards. I think we've seen probably more athletic ability than a lot of people might have guessed we would with Bo Nix. He's doing a lot with his legs in addition to throwing it. What do you make of him 4 games into a rookie career and just that whole Broncos team as they get set to take on the Raiders this week?
Yeah, you just said it. It's 4 games, right? And I know we all want him to show it look like he's the 12th overall pick immediately. We want instant gratification. It's a process. It really is. And I try not to judge anybody until I see more of a sample size. But I will say this, though. You do watch and start. You want to see moments in a game or throws or something more consistently that looks like that 12th overall pick. So far, we haven't seen a lot of him. He does play well when they kind of go with a more hurried up offense, when he's allowed to just react. He seems to play well on that. But I think the big thing is that I feel like his teammates and the guys on offense trust him right now while he's back there. And they understand he's still young and still new. So I think they're starting to grow as an offense, and they believe in him right now. We'll see how that goes moving forward. But yeah, I think they like the young man, and he seems to be the guy for them. Now we'll see. Again, short-term concerns would be, we haven't really seen him consistently look like that 12th overall pick. But again, it's still early in his career.
I'm also curious. So the Broncos are taking on the Raiders this week. Raiders have a situation going on right now with Davante Adams, who made clear in a conversation a couple of days ago with the team that he'd prefer to be traded. We know that Aaron Rodgers, both publicly and privately, has been recruiting him for a long time. You didn't play that long ago, okay? You played like 20 years ago. I feel like, though, this is a new phenomenon. I obviously, there wasn't social media. You didn't have to worry about Mike Shanahan accidentally liking a post on Instagram about your future. But has the mentality, has the power dynamic shifted to somebody who comes from just, again, not that long ago? How do you view the way that those player-team relationships have evolved?
It has changed, and it's changed the way you said it. when I played, if I had to get a message out, it was probably through my agent, or I had to go through somebody in the media. I had to tell somebody in the media, and then they would just put it out there. Now, if I had anything to say or a message to give to anybody, I can just tweet it. I can just put it on social media, and now it's out there. And my feelings and whatever I'm going through are instantly transferred to whatever whatever type of device that I need to put it on, and I can just spit it out there real quickly. And I think players do recognize now that they do have a bit of leverage when it comes to just complaining about things, because they do have followers. They have all these people they can say, hey, I want to be traded. I want to do whatever. And now you have all those people who are saying, okay, he wants to be traded, so trade him. It's wild. We always talk about this. Like, I don't know if I would have been. I don't know how I would have acted back in the day if we had social media. I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot. It is a lot, man. It's a lot, because you hear a lot of things that you don't want to hear. You don't want to hear, and then your family hears it. And they tell you about it. So it's definitely a different environment.
I mean, you have the classic, the cool down period before the media is allowed in the locker room after games, because guys need that 15 minutes. Well, guess what? You get ticked off about something, you grab your phone and tweet it. There's no cool down. Whatever emotions you're feeling, there's no real filter toward it. So that's definitely part of the dynamic as well. Terrell Davis is our guest here on behalf of Wells Fargo. Terrell's returning to his alma mater for homecoming week, teaming up with Wells Fargo to take part in a content series on financial education targeted towards student athletes. Tell me more about this endeavor, Terrell.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, man, I'll be I'm doing this interview now, obviously, but later on tonight I'll be going back up to campus. I will be hosting a conversation with the Wells Fargo executive and the student athletes. We'll be talking a lot about financial empowerment. This is basically this series started a couple of months ago when Rod Robertson, running back for Georgia. We did a series of content series that we kind of kicked things off with back then. And, again, it's an awesome conversation we were having with him. And Rod Robertson, in case you didn't know, we went to the same high school, Lincoln High School in San Diego. So I've known from there. I kind of mentor him in everything in life. And so have been doing some financial education mentoring with him. So looking forward to seeing him again tonight. And then we'll be talking to the student athletes about the empowerment of NIL. NIL is this latest and greatest where athletes are allowed to sort of profit off their name, the image and likeness. And so how do you navigate that? How do you find, financially be empowered? How do you be responsible? How are you saving? So it's just a lot that goes with that. And Wells Fargo has done a great job of giving back to student athletes, and with this program I have this game plan, and it's a lot of great things that's happening right now, and I'm pretty excited about that. I have learned and have knowledge in all facets of life, and I feel like one of the things that I enjoy doing is giving back to young people when I have experience and knowledge about something, so they can either take that and grow from it and not make the same mistakes, and that's always been something I really enjoy doing.
All right, I'm going to lean into this for you here, all right, for Wells Fargo, for bringing you here, Terrell. I'm curious. I want you to give me your 5 running backs in the NFL right now that you would take to the bank, all right? For Wells Fargo, who are the 5 running backs right now, the 5 guys you would trust more than any other you'd put on the field right now?
All right, let's go with Big Derrick Henry. Let's go with Derrick Henry, number 1. Mm-hmm. And these are not in any particular order. I'll just give you my top 5, right? I know Christian McCaffrey's out, but I'm going with Christian McCaffrey on my list. I like Alvin Kamara as another one. Let's go with Saquon as the other one. Who else? How many is that? 5? 4?
You got 4. You got 4. You can bring on one more here. You know, Bijan Robinson's a young guy with a lot of talent, though still hasn't had the productivity probably that some fantasy football players would like. Josh Jacobs, another top running back, potentially could be in there. Mixon's had a good start when he's been healthy. Who you got? We need one more here.
I know. One more running back. I'm trying to see you caught me off now because I want to see a list, man.
I wanted your knee-jerk reaction. Yeah, all right, we'll give you the top 4. Top 4 is top 4. So who on that list of those? Derrick Henry, C-Mac, Kamara, Saquon. Who's the most like a young Terrell Davis, if any of them?
No, they're back. They all got different skills to me. They definitely have different skills. And I always say this, Tom. I always say that if you looked at me as a running back, you wouldn't say like, "Hey, man, this guy is talented." Like you wouldn't say anything like that because I didn't possess those type of skills where you look at it like you look at Alvin Kamara and you think, man, he runs like a gazelle. You know, he's got great stop start abilities. You know, he's fast. Derrick Henry's big, and powerful. Like they have all these different qualities. Where I was just a football player masquerading as a running back. Man, that was it. I was a good football player masquerading as a back. Those backs got a lot of good skills that I wish I possessed.
All right, last question for you, Terrell, and I think this is the most important question of the interview. Back in the 90s, when at the time Terrell Owens got to San Francisco, he decided that he wanted to be Terrell and pronounce the first syllable of the name. So for years, throughout history, it was always Terrell. Everybody was Terrell. Nobody saw your name and had any question about how to pronounce it. All of a sudden, there's a Terrell Owens who's also a really good NFL player. Did you ever confront him about messing up the pronunciation that people might have in their heads when they see your name forever? How do you feel about it?
Well, so I know he's from Alabama, right?
Yeah.
And I think I always thought it was a Southern thing because there's a Terrell, Texas that's spelled the same way. And I always thought that that's the way they pronounced it in the South. So I had no beef with him. I had no beef. I actually liked the fact that his name was pronounced differently. But you said that he came into the league as Terrell.
Well, he let everybody call him Terrell. We see that sometimes where guys until you have some success, you just let everybody say it wrong. And then you're like, hey, I'm a Pro Bowler now. You're going to call me the right name.
That's the difference. The difference is he didn't tell you that. You started calling him Terrell.
It's true.
And he just finally said, you know what? I'm tired of this. I only respect a good player. Call me by my real name. So I respect that. No, I never wanted him. No, he can stay Terrell. I like that. He can be Terrell.
Terrell, thank you very much. I almost just did it right there. That's how deep this thing goes. Thanks a lot for being here, man. Enjoy the Wells Fargo event. Always awesome talking to you.
Good to see you, Tom.
That is Terrell Davis with a mile-high salute for all of us right there.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.